Hey guys, and welcome to NOS. Yeah, this is going to be a bit weirder of a video since it's not anything related to the internet, but rather to an OS, an operating system. This idea came to me it came to me a while back, honestly. I went on some weird binge on the internet looking for different types of OSs and shit, like weird ones, interesting ones, fascinating ones, whatever. I just dug up a bunch and I kind of wrote them down and I eventually intended to get to them eventually. I just kind of never did, but now I'm going to do that because, I got the time to and I don't really want to record a Threads episode. So here we are with the first of maybe many OSs that we're going to be kind of digging into. You can find them really anywhere on the internet. A lot of people make their own custom OSs and shit. So there's quite a few out there, but this one is probably the most this one fucking worries me because when I saw it, it was called PonyOS. Alright, I don't know what the fuck that means. I'm worried about the potential implication of what it might be, but all I know is how I set it up, and the tagline on the website was an operating system for any pony, and that fucking worries me. At first, I tried to run it on VMware. It did not run on VMware, probably for the better. VMware probably knew that it was a carcinogen of a fucking OS and just didn't want to fucking run it. But VirtualBox just ate that shit up, and so we're on VirtualBox running this shit. So just know that if you really want to check this shit out, it really doesn't vibe well with VMware, but it does with VirtualBox. But I'm nervous as to what we're gonna see when we hit normal boot. So how about we just fucking stop talking? We're gonna normal boot this bitch up. There it goes, and son of a bitch. This is exactly what I'm pissed off because this is what I didn't want this, but this is exactly what I expected. What the fuck ever. Okay, let's go. Son of a bitch. Welcome to PonyOS. This tutorial will guide you through the features of the operating system as well as give you a feel for the UI and design principles. When you're ready to continue, press next. Happy April Fool's 2021. Well, it isn't April Fool's, but sure shit feels like it. Let's click next. PonyOS is a hobby project. The entire contents of this live CD were written by the PonyOS development team over the course of many years to be specific. I don't know if we're going to see all that labor here when we dig into it, but maybe we will. But that development team is very small. Some features may be missing, incomplete, or unstable. Contributions in the form of bug fixes and new software are welcome. Your donation helps us, blah blah blah. You really want to donate to them. Alright, you can explore the file system using the file browser. Application shortcuts on the desktop as well in the file browser are opened with a double click. You can also find more applications in the applications menu in the upper left. I see that, okay. PonyOS aims to provide a Unix-like environment. You can find familiar command-like line tools by opening a terminal. PonyOS's shell provides command history, syntax highlighting, and tab completion. There's also a growing suite of Unix utilities and a featured full text editor. I'm not sure if this is based off Unix. I know they said that they built it from the ground up and specifically mentioned that it was not a Linux based, but maybe Unix. I'm not sure, but who knows. I had to run it as an other since I don't think it's built from another OS. I just had to run it as an other, which in VMware is kind of finicky, but in VirtualBox usually works. Many third-party software packages have been ported to PonyOS and are available from our package repositories. You can use the package manager to install GCC, Python, Box, Quake, and more. The package manager will prompt you to authenticate. The default user is local with the password local. Press exit to close this window and start exploring. Let's fucking go. Oh god, what the fuck? I hope there's no music or anything. Let's see. Nope, doesn't seem like it, thank god. I'm not very familiar with Linux, I must admit. Outside of like Windows, I'm not very familiar with a lot of operating systems. Oh shit, it has completely wrong. I do not live in Tokyo, and it is 3 o'clock, I think. Yeah, it's 3 o'clock, but it isn't. We're not in Tokyo. So let's see, file browser. What does it have by default? This is really fucking bare bones. There isn't much here. You don't install the OS technically on this one. You run it from a disk, so it's not like you're installing an OS like Windows. You're running it from a disk every time you boot it. So I guess it just doesn't need that much since it's running from the disk instead of being installed. It's pretty jank. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like that. So we're going to see what's in packages. We're going to try and figure some shit out here. So we have an emulator, which is fucking hilarious because we're already running this in an emulator. So I don't know why we need another emulator. We got Doom. We can install Doom. Only 2.5 megabytes for the record. I don't know if Doom's actually that big. It's kind of funny because it's for being like a proprietary OS. It does have like tools and shit and like emulators and shit. I don't know if it has a web browser. Pony say print inspirational quotes. We'll download that too real quick. That's bigger than Doom is. Doom was only 6 megabytes, or 2 megabytes, this is 6 megabytes. So somehow this is fucking bigger than Doom. One thing I will say about the packages is that a lot of them are for like encryption and shit, which is fucking fascinating, because what are you going to be doing on here, like encrypting and shit? It doesn't make a lot of sense. Like actually like writing and like creating shit on here is like one of the big focuses. I don't think there's a web browser that you can fuck with. Quake is 9 megabytes instead of 2. Quake came out a few years later, so that makes sense. So I don't know, there's not a lot to this OS to be honest, but let's see how Quake runs. Holy crap. What is this? Holy crap, my virtual machine is lagging out. I think this is the OS just fucking shitting itself, but I'm not sure. Does it not have enough RAM or something? This is absolute crap, dude. Hold on. I have to shut this shit down and try and figure some shit out, because this is awful. I might have to give give the OS more RAM to work with, because I'm not sure. That's running like shit. Well, I gave it more power, like a decent amount more power, like no joke. I gave it like more power than it deserves, honestly. And it still isn't working very well. I do not know why, and there's not much to say in terms of packages. Like, I don't believe there's a web browser on here, and running some of these shits just doesn't make any sense. So digging through, I'm somewhere high up in the file system, but this is actually kind of just interesting to dig through, just kind of looking through all this crap. This is kind of like almost the guts of the system itself, like startup. You got the startup runs and everything. It's kind of interesting to kind of dig through this shit and just see what the fuck is going on. Well, shit, it doesn't seem like Doom runs any better either. It is a fucking like nothing runs very well, which is kind of disappointing. Like, I don't know why it's doing it like this. Currently, I double dosed the power on this bitch, so it has like double what it used to have. Like, I upped the RAM, I upped the processors, I upped everything. I still can't believe it's running like this. It's kind of ridiculous. Why does it do that though? I wonder if that's just OS based, or if it's just like something weird going on with VirtualBox where it's doing like this almost frame by frame shit. I don't know, but that's a fireworks display they got on there, so that's cool, I guess. So unfortunately, there really isn't a lot to this OS unless you're actively looking to modify it and add new shit to it. Otherwise, for like a simple install, it's not doing a lot. But that was PonyOS. Honestly, a lot less horrifying than I thought it was going to be, because I thought this was going to be like a full built up OS. It kind of is one of those OSs out there that kind of require you to build it and work on it. So unfortunately, there's not a lot to see, but hopefully in another OS, I don't know what OS I'll do next. This is fascinating to me. I actually kind of enjoy the concept of like looking into OSs. This one's a bit goofy, but it doesn't really have much going for it, unfortunately. Some of them you have to kind of be crafty with them, and I am not very crafty with OSs, to be honest, so this is kind of a dead end. It's kind of fascinating that it has like everything to compile and write your own shit. It even has a virtual emulator on here as well that you can upload OSs to, so if you wanted to go OSception and having a VM running on a VM, you can do that. But that's PonyOS. I unfortunately didn't get to get much out of this because there just wasn't. Maybe not unfortunately. Maybe this was a blessing in disguise that it just fucking ran to a dead end. But thank you very much for watching. Until next time, I'll see you. Stay chill.